So good afternoon everyone, it is Mitchell aka The Walker in Orlando. Look back over here to Universal Orlando Resort. We're heading on over here today to head on over to Islands of Adventure for Grinchmas stuff. Now I don't know if we'll try to see the Grinchmas show, but we are going to try and meet the Grinch. Something that Kayla has talked about that she wanted to do. So we are going to try to do that today, but also I think we're going to try to see if we maybe jump onto the velocicoaster and also just look around and see all the other Christmas stuff they have to offer. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, leave a like, and stick around for today's Universal Orlando Adventures. So before we actually got here, we didn't actually pay attention to what the when the shows were for Grinchmas. And so there was one at 1:45, it's 1:46 right now, and because we had to stop at guest relations or guest services, there's here and ask a few questions, we ended up not being able to get there. So the next one's not until 3:30. That's kind of the biggest gap of the day. So kind of an idea, checking it in the morning. They started them at 10:45 and they ran 10:45, 11:45, 12:45 to 1:45. Take a break and then change it to like the next one right now doesn't start till 3:30, and then they're every hour after that one. So just double check the app. That's when they'll have the most information on that, and they'll tell you when all the showings are. So if you guys are looking for a quick tip, so one, we went up and around behind Grenades Hand to avoid the middle section of Grinchmas here. But if you stop off at any of the quick service locations or like any other like standalone shops that have a freestyle machine next to it, you can actually get water and ice for free. So like for me and Kayla, we bring a water bottle every time we come to the parks, and so that's like a nice place to fill it up because it's nice and cold, and plus you can fill it up with ice, so you don't have to worry about like getting just cups of water, waiting in line for that, because the lines here for food can sometimes get a little long. Well, that's kind of frustrating. We were walking up to do the get a return time for the velocicoaster, and it is closed right now. Not sure for what reason. I mean, they've opened up the gate from coming from the queue line, but yeah, it is closed. It's actually delayed right now, as they call it. So I do want to check into the gift shop for something they might have now, so I'm gonna go in there and check that out. Maybe by the time we come back out, it should be up. I'm not sure. So this right here is what I was looking for. It's this snap together wooden model train set that has the velocicoaster. If you want to see how it looks when it's designed, it's right there. It's very similar to the cheetah hunt thing I did quite a while back. It's made by the same group, I think. But this is only $40. So not too bad. I might consider getting one and making a whole video again about it. So with the velocicoaster being down, we're actually going to go ahead and probably head on over back to Seuss Landing. Maybe see what the line looks like for meeting the Grinch, and try to maybe do Cat in the Hat and the trolley ride. So also I do not know why that was zoomed in like that, because it was like up my nose. I can see my nostrils from here. So we're gonna go over there, try to do those things, and maybe by the time it gets close to Grinch, maybe we can run back over here and be open, get a return time, and come back for that. So we'll just have to see. So we're coming up here, so like I said, because we're waiting to see if Velocicoaster back up so we can get a return time. I'm gonna come in here because it says All Hallows Holiday Boutique.
It's like they stopped the holiday over Halloween.
Yeah, they did. I love it.
Oh, this is so wonderful.
Ooh. Okay, okay.
So basically, it's the trivia store with the Christmas overlay.
I love it.
It has all the Halloween.
Oh, it still has the Horror Night stuff in it. Oh my god. Maybe see if we can maybe find more of those pins so you can keep spending more money. Wow, look at all the lights.
Hey, there's your thing.
The Jack thing?
Oh, look at the trivia store thing.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow. Oh, I love the original art concept, the concept sketch, 3D concept models. That's kind of cool. So, the one thing I do really like about Universal's mobile app is that, one, it's very easy to navigate, but also, right now the velocicoaster is down, and something that we were looking at is we were trying to figure out, like, we were walking back by after we went to the Hollow Holiday Boutique store, which is just the Halloween store with a Christmas overlay on it. And we were walking back by to see if the wait time had come back or if it was not delayed anymore. But on the app, what you could do is you can actually set an alert to notify you when something gets to a certain wait time, or like for Velocicoaster, I set a notification to let me know when the ride is reopened. So that's something that's kind of nice about it, I like. So, but we're gonna come over here, check out all the stuff for Grinchmas, see if we can try to meet the Grinch, see how long that line is. Maybe do Cat in the Hat, maybe the High in the Sky trolley ride. So try to see what we can do. All right, so we're gonna do Cat in the Hat, which is the indoor ride here. So we're gonna try this. I don't know if I'll be able to. I never know, like, because they usually have a very strict rule on recording. So we're gonna do this really quick. Kind of just makes me laugh because like we haven't been on that in a while, and it's such a silly little ride. As Kayla said, she's like, oh, we should start calling our two dogs, Thing 1 and Thing 2, the younger ones, because that's what they are. They're very troublesome. You know, you can control them. You have a way of controlling them, but they are still very troublesome. Also, check out the Cat in the Hat tree behind us as Kayla runs away from the camera. Kind of in a situation of what do we do, because we were going to try to wait for the velocicoaster, but it's still down, so we can't get return time. It looks like Grinchmas just let out, so they say it's be there about 20 to 30 minutes before the next show. The next show is not till 3:30. We were talking about trying to wait to go meet the Grinch, but we just have to see what we can do. So we are running into a fail so far as come to this stuff, because we just asked how long the line is to meet the Grinch, and they said it's anywhere from 35 to an hour, which I don't like when they give that big of a time frame, because of the fact that like it could be anything. So we don't know what our plan is right now. This was kind of the opportunity to do all the Grinchmas stuff, try to do all that stuff, but now it's starting to turn into we can't do anything, so it's frustrating. So they were telling us that the 3:30 show, or like the show after like this break they have, is the busiest show. So they actually recommend bidding in line up to 40 minutes before the show, just so you actually give yourselves a decent chance of getting a good seat and be able to sit down and all that stuff. So probably getting in line at like 2:50 and then having to sit there for 40 minutes before the show waiting. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of spot we can get with it. But it's kind of funny sitting here watching Seuss Landing, watching the Who's going by. He's got these Who's who are on stilts. Oop, there's Cat in the Hat about to walk by us. Hey, it's heading to meet. Probably heading off to go meet someone and go do a meet and greet. Kind of wish we had gotten to velocicoaster maybe 10 to 15 minutes before we got there, because we would have been able to get a return time for the velocicoaster, because with it being down, they cannot give out any of the return times for the disability passes. And looking at the wait times and everything, it is still down. So not sure how long it's gonna be down right now. There's no really rough word. I haven't seen anything go. Also been watching it though, because we're waiting to start. We're finishing up. We got an icy and a churro over here, because we keep hearing about how good the Universal churros are, and honestly, Universal churro tastes like a Disneyland churro, which Disneyland churros are some of the best churros around. That was pretty good, I will say that. So, but we'll see what we can do. We have a return time to do the Seuss High in the Sky trolley ride, the Seuss trolley ride that goes around. See if we can do that, and then not sure what we'll do after that. So now we are in line for Grinchmas, and we got in line right when they said about 40 minutes is the latest you want to get in line, because the show will fill up very quickly. So the last couple times I saw it, when I saw it before the pandemic started, the last time in 2019, we got there so early that we were literally front row, and the rest of the theater was very empty behind us. So, but that's also, I think, early into the season that helped. But we'll see where we're sitting today. I don't think it's gonna be very close, but maybe see if we can sit as far back as we can to be away from everyone. Kind of makes me laugh, because right now we're getting ready to head on over to do Grinchmas, but years past they put us in Soundstage 20. This year looks like they're putting us where Blue Man Group used to be and stuff. So it's funny, because we're literally, Universal's right there, and Islands is behind us. So it's not even in Islands of Adventure, just all the Grinchmas stuff's take on over there until you have to go see the show, which is then at the studios, Soundstage right next to Universal Studios. So it's interesting how they've got this kind of set up, because we're over here right next to Hollywood Brick by Rocket, and this is the old Nickelodeon Studios Soundstage / what you see Blue Man Group, and now they're using it for Grinchmas. So it helps because they do have the bathrooms you can use over here. These seats will be a lot more comfortable than like what we have in years past. But it's just weird how they brought us all the way over to pretty much right next to Universal Studios for Grinchmas. So, but we still have about 24 minutes till it's supposed to start, so we probably about 10-15 before they start loading us into the theater. Oh, they've completely designed it. Wow. Ooh.
Blue Man Group?
Yeah, this was where the Blue Man Group was.
I've been in here.
Yeah, I haven't been in this, actually been in here, so I'm really excited.
Did you never see the movie?
Not here.
Where'd you see it?
Chicago. Very interesting being in this theater compared to theaters before because of the fact that like this is like the old Blue Man Group, so these seats are a lot more comfortable than the old ones were. So I don't know how much I'm gonna film, just because I've done it in the past. So I'll put it in the corners of times I've gone before. So if I film anything, I'll put it in. But if not, just kind of know we have footage from previous times.
Decorations were being hung by the window with care in the hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
Merry Christmas! Not yet. Okay. All right, everyone. Christmas Day is almost here. Oh my. This tree isn't up to our festive standards. We need more twinkling lights, more drama wineries, more cartoons, and farboofas. And don't forget to vote for me for Whoville Decorator of the Year. That'll make it even 10. All right, who's Hot Poet?
Yes, every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot.
What's that?
I said, every Who down in Whoville likes Christmas a lot.
Ah, that's true. Yahoo! Jingle bells, jingle bells. Something, bingo bells.
Grandpa, wait! That's not your house!
Oh, hello. Yeah, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. A bad banana with a greasy black peel. Oh, you. I love it when you talk Grinchy to me. I'm a mean one. I'm the Grinch. Yeah, my heart candy. Oh, my brain is full of spiders and garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch me with a 39 and a half foot no one's denying. Mr. Grinch, you're a nasty, wasty skunk. So stop it. Your heart is full of unwanted. My soul is full of gum. Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink of stinky going
Why are you dressed as Santa Claus?
Well, you see, oh, all right. I took your sick gigglers, your trigglers, your puzzles. I took your pantooklers, your dazzlers, and your wuzzles. I took all your Christmas presents, it's true. Because of this child's kindness, I bring them all back to you. I'm rhyming again. And I like it.
Your hand. It's so...
I know, hairy,
No.
but greasy, oily, doesn't have a wart on it. How embarrassing!
No. It's warm.
Merry Christmas, Cindy Lou.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Grinch.
Welcome, Christmas. Bring your cheer. Cheer to all who's far and near.
Christmas Day is in our grasp, so long as we have hands to clasp.
Christmas Day will always be
Just as long
small instead. Heart to heart.
Okay, still just as good as the very first time I saw that. It is, I actually enjoy it more at this theater now than I did at the old theater because I think the seats are more comfortable, the lighting's a lot better, and the sound's a lot better. But like, there's like the one point where she starts singing "Where Are You Christmas" that like gives me goosebumps because that song is so done so well. So, but yeah, like I said, usually they start running them about every hour outside of a midday break, probably to give all the performers a chance to take a break, maybe switch out performers if they need to. But now I think we're gonna try to see what the Grinch's meeting line is at now. But I have a feeling it's still gonna be just as long. And after that, after visiting the soundstage right next to Universal Studios, it spits us right back to Islands of Adventure, where you can see the Who's are running around, where you can like meet with them, take pictures with them, and you can also come over here and try to meet the mean one himself in the Grinch. Now I have a feeling though that line is gonna be fairly long, because the line was right here and the Grinch is right there, but on the other side, that's where the line starts. So I have a feeling the line's gonna be just as long, if not longer, now that it's starting to get into the evening time frames. So the Seuss High in the Sky trolley ride is always really funny because of like, it gives you great views. Literally Kayla called it the people mover of Universal because of how high it is, but it's such a short ride. Like, we literally got on, we're like, oh, we're kind of enjoying it. All of a sudden it's like, we're pulling back into the station. So it is what it is though. But, and of course then they dump you out, just like Disney does, into a gift shop. But this one's better because it has sweets, which makes it even more dangerous. Another thing also is that it looks like they closed the line down for the Grinch around what? 4. About 4-ish. It may stay open longer, but also I didn't even check what time the park closes tonight. Because we come to the parks during the week when it's not as busy, because trust us, crowds are not our thing. But it looked like they closed the line because we got out of the Grinchmas show, walked over there and we're like, oh, how long's the line? And he goes, well, actually the line's closed, but it's still about an hour from where they're at. Now I think he may have overestimated that because we came back out just now, about 10 minutes later, after riding this trolley ride, and the line's already halfway. So I really think maybe it was more like 30 minutes, but unfortunately we won't be able to come back with Kayla because she has her power pass and she starts blockout date starting on the 18th. I can come back anytime. In reality, I don't ever come unless I'm coming with Kayla because of how far of a drive it is. I don't think I've ever spent so much time in Seuss Landing and everything outside of it. Like, normally I like hanging out in Marvel, then like walking around and look at the velocicoaster go by, even riding the velocicoaster, even though we couldn't get on it today. So it's probably gonna be a little bit long before we get to go back on the velocicoaster. So it'll still be here, come January, when the parks are dead again. Alright, so we are leaving out of Islands of Adventure, spent a lot of time in Seuss Landing just kind of hanging out. Got to see Grinchmas, which was, like I said, if you have the opportunity to see it, you got to go check it out. It is so good. If you can also meet the Grinch, fantastic time. We actually went into the gift shop to look at stuff because they have some really good Grinch merchandise every year. And we were in there and the Grinch was screaming, yelling, was walking through, picking up stuff, trying to throw things at people, being the Grinch. And Kayla got very nervous, so she's kind of glad we didn't try to meet him because she would have gotten very nervous by him. So, but, you know, like I said, it was kind of a short trip, kind of just to do Grinchmas, which is the one thing Kayla was kind of on the fence about doing, but she said she is glad we did it because it was so good. So, but with all that being said, as we do head out from a fun, quick trip out to Islands of Adventure here at Universal, we will see y'all next time.